What's going on, plant peeps? This is Matt from Plante La Vie. Today we're going to be doing a video on the top 5 houseplants that will do well in a low lit bathroom. Just to give a quick backstory as to why we're going to be doing this video today. Oftentimes when we're at markets or we're popping up at local businesses, even just, questions from people that are searching online, coming across our store, we get a lot of questions about, hey, I have this bathroom, it has not a lot of light, but I want to have plants in it. I understand that having plants in it, there's huge benefits to having them there. What are some good options? So that's what we're going to be covering today in this nice video. Alright, so for today's first plant that we're going to feature, we're going to go to my right here and we're going to feature the Sansevieria Moonshine, which a lot of people will call it either mother-in-law's tongue plant or just a regular snake plant. The Moonshine one, what I love about this is you can see it's a little bit different than that typical green, dark green, variegated, yellow, green variegated snake plant. This one's a nice cream green color. Reason I picked a snake plant for the first one to showcase here, snake plants, they're clean air plants. So basically what they're doing when they're in that bathroom is they're taking any of that carbon that's in the air, taking it in, and then producing oxygen and releasing it from the plant itself. So in a bathroom, typically with obviously all of the different elements, whether you take a hot or cold shower, there's going to be steam and humidity that's going to be happening in that bathroom. So snake plants, they love humidity. The good thing about a snake plant is it can literally grow in a cave. It doesn't need any real direct sunlight. It can handle no sunlight whatsoever, and it will still grow and thrive in your space. So again, top one that I would really recommend for those people that they're not really at their house that often, or they're here and there and they're out and about throughout the day and they don't have the time to properly water it or care for the plant. Your snake plant is definitely one of the good first options to fit in your bathroom. Alright, so for the second plant we're going to feature today, it's going to be the Aglaonemas. So as you can see with the Aglaonemas, they're really, really pretty looking plants. They're not your typical plant that grows upright and then falls over in vines. This one has stronger stems, so it's going to stay more upright. Usually what I see people doing with the Aglaonemas is they'll have like either a bench or a chair that's in their bathroom, that's in maybe the back corner of a shower, where there's some indirect light coming inside. It will do really well in that kind of space. It will also do well on a counter. But why we love Aglaonemas so much is similar to the snake plant. It's very, very easy to care for. It requires little watering. It can go, a week or two, sometimes even 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the temperature of the room, without being watered. People call it a Chinese evergreen plant. That's the other name for it. And in terms of, again, sunlight, it can handle low light, it can handle medium light, it can handle direct sunlight. So that's why a lot of the times you'll see these Aglaonemas in big office complexes, big buildings, just because it's very easy to care for, minimal maintenance, minimal light requirement, and again, still a pretty looking plant that grows nice and full. Alright, so number 3. One of my personal favorite types of plant species, Calatheas. So why does everyone love Calatheas? I mean, just look at the leaves. They're beautiful. Now this is my third option because not only is it a very pretty plant to look at, but Calatheas, their natural habitat, they are basically growing at the bottom of the forests in tropical climates. So they have a lot of shade coverage from the trees and they grow at the bottoms of the trees. Some Calatheas can grow, to a couple of feet tall, depending on maturity. Now the reason why I suggested this as another plant for your bathroom is because the humidity factor. Obviously, when you take showers, especially if you take hot showers like my fiance, you'll get a lot of steam that's produced in that bathroom. And Calatheas, they love humidity, so that humid environment is going to really help promote new growth in a much quicker way. Additionally, like I said before, they can handle a lower light scenario. If you want it to grow quicker, you're going to want to put it in bright indirect sunlight. But if you're okay with it growing at a slower pace and sticking it in your bathroom in a nice corner with the minimal sunlight, it will do just fine. Just make sure that humidity is still there, and just make sure there's not an AC vent blowing directly on it. Again, Calatheas, another great option, very pretty looking plant. And if you want people coming into your bathroom and saying, hey, that's a beautiful plant, this is the one to do. Number 4 is going to be the Marble Queen Pothos. So the reason why I picked the Marble Queen Pothos is not only is it a very pretty plant, as you can see it has variegation of white, green, kind of looks like snow almost that's on the leaves. So it's a pretty looking plant. It's also another clean air plant, so what that does, again, it's taking in carbon dioxide and releasing clean oxygen. Marble Queen Pothos, similar to a lot of the plants I just mentioned, they love humidity. They can handle bright indirect sunlight to medium light. Again, the reason why I'm going to put this in the mix though is just because it adds another little element. This is a different variety where instead of it growing upright like most of the others I showed you, this one actually will vine and hang. So what you see a lot of magazines, a lot of Architectural Digest, all those, you'll see a lot of hanging plants that are being hung from either the ceiling or the shower bars. This is one of those plants that can do that, and it will reward you by just creating nice long runners, so you can almost create a little doorway for your shower just by having a plant, you know, exposed there. So Marble Queen Pothos, that's number 4. Alright, so last but not least, number 5, it's going to be the Dieffenbachias. Now, with Dieffenbachias, the reason why I picked this one, again, just like the others, it loves humidity. Dieffenbachias are similar to the Aglaonemas in the sense that it's going to grow more upright with stems, but it also tends to be a lot more bushier, so it will be fuller. This would be a really good plant to keep on the floor of a bathroom, to keep on the floor of a shower. More of a floor plant just because of how big it can get. But again, when it comes to the maintenance, it requires very little sunlight. If you put it in bright indirect sunlight, obviously it's going to grow a lot quicker. This is one of those plants that if you're going to keep it in the shower, just let the water hit it every couple of days and keep the soil moist but not wet. So you don't want to see chunks of soil. You want to just see that it has some moistness to it, but not completely to the point where the roots are drowning in water. But I think Dieffenbachias, with the different patterns that it has on the leaves, if you have a bathroom that's quite boring or just kind of white walls and just not really doing it for you, this will add a little, you know, light and a little bit of more bright design to your space, while also, again, making it very easy to care for.